What is going on? We are here with 10X Tech Tank, Jared Yellin, co-founder of 10X Incubator, with my man, Eric Nowoslawski, our VP of Growth, and our Chief Product Officer himself, all the way from Utah, for episode number 1. His name is Seth Winters. And listen, I want to thank you so much for being here. I want to thank you for your interest in transforming napkins into exits. I want to thank you for your interest in seeing people's dreams become a reality. Listen, we are on pitch sessions like this every 30 minutes of every day. That's what we do. We've had 10,000 people submit their napkins, their tech ideas that they wrote and they scribbled on a little piece of paper just like this. By the way, this is how I hold my pen. Do you know that?
You got to show.
So I think it's important everybody knows, like, this is actually how I hold my pen. My mom was a hand therapist. So for years, she was like, Jared, you can't hold your pen that way. And they put all these things on my pen and I put my hand over it. That's how much of a rebel I was, right? And that's what tech entrepreneurs are. They see the world for what it is, but they're committed. They're committed to making the world a better place, a more efficient place for as many people as possible. But 10,000 people have come to 10X Incubator and submitted their ideas. These ideas were written on a piece of paper just like this, or maybe they were a minimum viable tech product, or maybe they were a cash flowing tech company looking for acceleration. And when they pitched their idea, the three of us and our idea review committee, we came together and there was 4 things that we were looking for. We were looking for the right person with the right idea in the right market and the right business model. And if all of that was right, we came together and we would vote. And the vote was, are we co-founding with them, or are we just gonna give them advice and give them direction and send them on their way? And of the 10,000 people that have come through this process, we're proud to say that slightly over 100 we've said yes to. And we've co-founded. We've co-founded over 100 tech companies in 1 year. I mean, it's really a remarkable feat. The moonshot, it's build, scale, sell 10,000 tech companies. And you are here as our studio audience for 10X Tech Tank, our first episode where we're taking these pitch sessions and we're bringing them to you. We're also condensing them. Each of these entrepreneurs will have between 5 to 7 minutes to prove to us and to you that they're the right person with the right idea in the right market and with the right business model. So before we kick off our first entrepreneur, Johnny, let's show everybody what happened when Grant Cardone and I sat down and I said, GC, that real estate thing you got, it's cute, but tech is damn sexy. Johnny, show them the commercial and then we'll kick it off.
So you think this is the biggest thing I'm going to do in my career?
Listen, I know it's the biggest thing you're doing.
Well, let's do it, dude. That's all I need to know. What I want to do for these companies that I know they're suffering from is the promotion.
Yeah, go to market's everything, right?
You know,
I mean, you're the master of it.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm just going to blow up these. If the embers are hot, I'm going to turn them into flames, baby. I'm going to turn it into a damn bonfire. What could I fund right now?
Do it right. These are people's visions. You gotta do it right. You gotta build it right, scale it fast.
And let's call it 10X Incubator.
Cool.
We're looking for your ideas.
I'll never forget that moment when Uncle G put his hand down and he goes, Jared, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's build, scale, and let's sell 10,000 tech companies in 10 years. Let's make 10,000 people's dreams become a reality. Let's democratize the entire technology industry. Listen, right now, technology unfortunately lives in this space called Silicon Valley. And Silicon Valley is pretty darn pretentious, right? If you don't have the right resume and the right relationships and the right bank account and everything right, you can't even buy a cup of Starbucks there. But we just stand against that at 10X Incubator. We stand against that. We want to give everyone that has an idea an opportunity. We don't care about where they were or where they are. We just care about where they want to go. And we have founders right now in small towns in Arkansas, in a little village in New Zealand. We have founders all over UK and in Florida. We have founders everywhere because all that we care about is the right person with the right idea in the right market and the right business model. Eric, what do you look for with these pitches? Because you've seen quite a few pitches at this point. So what's the number one thing you look for? And then we're going to bring up our first entrepreneur.
So the number one thing that I look for when people are pitching is I'm thinking about how many people have this problem. Is this problem costing them any money? And how often are they having this problem? Because this is, if somebody is identifying a problem, somebody has once a year, and the problem is just $10, then we really have to question how much of a business model we're actually going to be able to get off the ground. So what I'm listening for is most often, how big is the target addressable market and how often are they having this problem?
Awesome. Let's do it. All right, Tiffany, who is our first entrepreneur that has a wonderful tech idea that they're going to share with us? We're excited for you. You're our first person ever. I mean, listen, 10X Tech is going places. You're going to be the first person that pitches us your big idea. So we have my man, Dylan. What's going on, brother? Dylan, where are you tuning in from today?
I'm actually here in Florida. You mentioned you're hoping to have some tech founders in Florida. Hopefully I'm the one who kickstarts that here. So I'm sitting in St. Augustine, Florida.
Good stuff, man. Well, welcome. We're honored to have you. Congratulations for getting to this point. We don't have all 10,000 people present to us this way. So you've stood out, and we're eager. We're eager to hear from you. There's really 4 things we're looking for, right? Looking for the right person with the right idea, in the right market, and the right business model. So my friend, please take it away. If you want to share your screen, please do so. If you just want to speak, the stage is yours. You got 5 minutes. We might give you another minute if we see that you're wrapping it up, and then we got some questions for you. Please take it away.
5 minutes should be good. So I'm going to do both. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to speak. So we'll get the best of both worlds. You let me know when you can see my screen all right?
Yep, perfect.
Perfect. All right. Well, I am Dylan Thomas. Again, I'm sitting here in Florida. This idea is worldwide. It's not tied to any market in particular. I want to start very quickly just by introducing myself with a quote. This is a quote that my family has shared with me for years. It's something I grew up with. My dad says, "Losers make excuses, and winners date the prom queen." Now, I know that perhaps could be better worded, perhaps something that's a little bit more inclusive. However, that's how I was raised. The reason that's important to me is because of competition. I was raised to win. I was raised to compete. And as such, I like to compete in things outside of just sports and business. But the world of golf is something I'm also passionate about. And it's a world where competition is difficult to come by. And that's where Linx League was born. So in essence, what we're creating here is a recreational competitive environment. And I know that sounds a little bit like an oxymoron, but when you think about it, that exists for basically every sport. You just asked how many people have this problem. There are about 30 million regular golfers in the United States. Regular meaning they play multiple rounds. There are, in compromise, about 30 million people who play in softball leagues around the world, and it's very available for them to find a league to play in. There's great flexibility, there's great competition, there's equity in the sense that you can play in a variety of leagues with differing skill sets. That doesn't exist with golf. Now you're probably thinking, of course there are golf leagues, but they're lacking flexibility. They lack the ability for you to work based on your own schedule, to play with friends and family, to be included. That's one of the biggest issues with golf leagues today, is that they're exclusive. If you're not a member of the country club, if you don't have the fees, if you're not available on Tuesday night at 4:30, or if your spouse simply won't let you get away at the same time every week, be that a shotgun tournament on the weekend or that evening round, then you can't play, you can't compete rather. And what you're left to is just playing with your friends. So let's walk you through Linx League. First of all, in the case of golf, again, about 30 million golfers, and it's growing very quickly. This is a market that has been rooted in inclusivity recently. Major national brands, not just the likes of Topgolf, but even Callaway, Nike, their marketing campaigns, their branding is all centered in inclusivity. And really, it's a movement that started from one of the greatest golfers, if I wouldn't say one of, definitely the greatest golfer of all time with Tiger Woods. He created this world of inclusivity inside of golf. So I've got a video, but I want to walk you through actually some of the user interface myself, just to show you what this app looks like and how it functions. This is just our welcome screen. From there, you would log in or sign up, and you're going to see this. Hello, good morning. First thing you're going to want to do is go book some time. Now, this is a feature that is available on some other applications such as Golf Now. So it's something that people are familiar with. It's not complicated. Basically, you can come in here, search for local courses. You can filter them based on their price. You can filter based on how many people you want to play with, how close they are to you, the number of holes you want to play, 9 or 18. In the case of Linx League, we will be playing 9-hole matches, but of course you could play 18 holes and have 2 consecutive matches. And then the levels, ignore these nameplates for the time being. This will be based on your handicap. I mentioned the idea of equity. Equity does not exist in current leagues because you've got a couple of guys who are scratch golfers and they just destroy the field every time. So even if you love going out and playing in that men's league, unless you can lose 14 strokes, you're not going to win. And personally, I'm about a 13 to 15. They say 13 to 15 handicaps are the biggest liars. They're usually like 18 handicaps, but I'm about a 13 to 15 handicap, and I am not going to lose those 15 strokes anytime soon. So I'm not the guy who's going to win the men's league, but I still want to compete. And because I want to compete, I want to win. That's what Linx League allows us to do. So you're going to book your tee time, select your availability. You can rate and review courses, just simple functionality, and then connection. We want you to be able to connect with your friends, with your peers. Perhaps one of the people on this list is somebody that you met on the course because you get paired with somebody at a tee time that you didn't fill up. It happens so often in the golf world. And I would say 9 times out of 10, you leave that situation with a new friend, which is great too. We're giving you an opportunity to reconnect with those folks and compete with them aside from just betting a beer if someone can make the next putt. This is perhaps the most important thing here. On your profile, we are going to track the number of rounds that you've played in a given season. We've got seasons laid out throughout the year, and we have developed a very unique scoring model that prevents sandbagging and creates competition within handicap tiers. So again, if you are a 13 to 15 handicap, you don't have to worry about the scratch golfer kicking your butt all the time because you're going to compete with like ability golfers. So you'll have an average score, the scoring system I won't spend the time to complain or explain right now. And then your handicap is tracked directly on here. People pay a lot of money and have separate apps for their handicap. So we're going to work
60
that
seconds,
right into
Dylan. You're doing a
our
great job, man. 60 seconds, bro. Keep going.
Perfect. 60 seconds will do. Of course, we want to make sure there's equity in the scoring as well. So you'll record not just your own score, but your competitor's score. Finish your round, and all of that will populate inside of the Linx League app that, again, allows you to compete within your markets. The most important thing about Linx is that we want people to connect, we want them to get out there to swing, and we want them to earn. People want to win, they want to compete, and as a result of competition, of course, they want to see earnings somehow, whether that be a trophy, an accolade, a pat on the back. In the case of Linx League, it's going to be cold hard cash. So as with any of these, the tank shows, right, I feel like I have to have a cheesy closing line. So here's my cheesy closing line for you gents. Who is ready to tee this thing up and go for the green?
Awesome, man.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
Thank you
Great
so
job.
much.
Great job. So I got a quick question. I'm going to turn it over to my man here, Seth, who's going to have some product questions for you. Why you?
Absolutely.
60 seconds. Why are you the right person to bring this product to the market?
Well, first of all, because this originated from my brain. That's my first reason. The second thing, again, is I like to win. And I think that spirit not only applies to the ability to build a successful business, but it applies to the ability to think in the shoes of our users, right? What do they want to see? What do they want to experience? This app was built in my mind based on something that I would love to see as a recreational competitive golfer. Any and all of my peers, of course, I don't want to use anecdotes as market research, but any and all of my peers agree 1000% that this is missing in the golf world. So we're solving a problem that I understand from personal experience and that I love. I mean, why wouldn't you want to be a part of an organization that's rooted in a game that you love and an opportunity to compete?
Awesome. So Seth, what do you think on the product side?
Yeah, it's really an interesting concept. I love going after things that are personal passions, an area that you have expertise in. That's one of the key things about kind of what do you know that somebody else doesn't know. So the fact that I love the competition. I actually was looking at your design when you were kind of showing us, and it didn't, for what you described it and how you showed it were kind of two very different things. Why did you not lead with kind of the competition, the scoring, and that piece in the app, and really focus more on just like booking tee times? Because I've seen a dozen booking tee time apps. Why did you choose to do that versus the other?
Yeah, so there are two key components to making this successful, and the first one is connection, right? Mm-hmm. Competition, I speak very highly of competition because it's what keeps the engine going, but without the connection, the competition doesn't start. So we want to lean into that connection, create a social environment that exists within this application. You're right, the functionality of booking already exists in other places. That's not proprietary to us by any means. But the point of that is we're going to take what people already know and take it to the next level.
Got it.
So they already know how to get out there and golf. What we want to do is create additional connection and then add the competition to the mix.
Got it. What do you think about how do we bring this to market? Like, what are some of the ideas, Eric, that come to mind for you? Like a product like this, how do we get scale?
Oftentimes there's about 7 different ways that products get to market, and so for this one, I think the best way to go to market with is going to be partnering with those golf outing events, and also with the country clubs and the people who already have a lot of golfers, right? Famously, Nextdoor went to market through the use of HOAs, and I could see this being the exact same thing.
Yeah. So, what is your economic model? How do you see this platform becoming financially viable?
Yeah, so first of all, I love that idea, right? There are clubs that already have members, or there are just courses that have regulars. There are people who are already going there. So let's take advantage of the market that already exists. I have explored the idea of using some sort of an ambassador-like program. It could potentially be considered a franchising or licensing program as well, wherein somebody would have personal responsibility and a stake in growing their market. More often than not, that person who's going to raise their hand is already connected in the golf communities. So they can walk into those clubs where there are hundreds of or thousands of golfers and immediately have a market in front of them that will understand and appreciate what we have going on. The other question you asked is about the money, right? How are we going to create revenue here? Much like any other league, I've played in volleyball leagues, softball leagues, football leagues, you pay to play. Same thing here, you're going to pay to play. The difference here is that you're not just paying to play in the league, you're going to get exclusive perks for being a member of Linx League. You're going to get course discounts, you'll have opportunities for merchandise from a variety of different vendors. So our goal in monetizing it is to have that pay to play scheme, but leverage our user base to create what is in essence a no-brainer for our users to pay that money to play.
Got it. So
And I actually think that you're missing a key one from my perspective is the courses have times that they're open, right? And they're going to have gaps in their schedule. And it's really about maximizing their course time to make sure it's full. I think the courses would sign up for this to actually be a part of it, to actually maximize, like, hey, we have a gap here. Let's push them into the platform and say, hey, we have an opening. We'll give you a 20% discount, or like really to fill those gaps in their schedule. I really think this will be about a utilization of the courses, and you could really monetize it that way by working with courses and having them featured in this to really drive some of this stuff. I think there's a huge opportunity there.
Yeah.
I
I'm
agree
curious.
100%.
Please. So from your perspective, what do you feel like you need the most right now? So I see you're clear on the problem you're solving, which is awesome. So do you feel like you need team? Do you need funding? Do you need promotion? What's the number one or all of the above, and speak into it?
Yeah, I see the vision. I see where this can go and where this can grow. The reason that I have stalled is funding and development. I've searched far and wide. Of course, you keep digging and eventually you'll find the gold. I'm hoping that this is that opportunity. What we need is somebody who can partner with us as both funding and hopefully branding, because I want to get this in front of as many people as possible, as quickly as possible. The one potential hiccup here is if we introduce it to a market and only have 30 users, they're not going to be able to pair with each other because it doesn't allow for the flexibility. So when we hit the market, we have to do it full speed. We need to get tens of thousands of users immediately, and that will create the functionality that needs to exist to make this successful. So the answer, Jared, is really all of the above. I'm looking for funding. I'm looking for a partner who can help me with branding and marketing. And perhaps most importantly, because of my own ignorance, I need help with the tech side of it. Here I am, trying to found a tech company. I'm not a tech guy, so I'm looking for help on that side.
But what is our belief is everyone's meant to be a tech founder. I mean,
Yeah.
even you watching this right now, we believe that you're meant to be a tech founder. I'm a non-technical tech founder. There's not an engineering bone in my entire body. I know how to write marketing copy and I know how to sell. Yet
Yeah.
I've successfully built and scaled a tech company, and now we're doing it 10,000 times over. Listen, your presentation was on point. You were able to hit the problem. You shared your solution. The market is visible, right? Like from a perspective of reaching a target market, which is what you're a master of with growth. Like
I would have to say that the golf market is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, with more young people getting into the game than ever before because of social media, because of what Topgolf is doing for getting people in, because of all of the
Work from
hype
home.
around it. Working from home
Work
is
from
also
home?
definitely
Yeah.
helping more people get into golfing as well. So yeah, I see it only as a growing market.
Yeah, listen, double thumbs up, man. We want to continue the process with you. Congratulations. You are the first person to ever pitch on TEDx Tech Day. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you right now?
Oh, it's incredible. Again, it's so funny how life works sometimes. I felt so stalled on this project for a long time, and you just never know when the opportunity is going to come. So thank you guys. I'm incredibly excited to keep building this, and I look forward to taking next steps.
Awesome. Congratulations to you as well. Thank you so much. So before we
Thanks.
keep the next person, Seth, when you're looking at pitches, right? Because
Yeah.
we see tons of pitches. What is most important for you with each of these pitches?
So I want to see somebody that has like a background in the area and expertise. They're bringing something unique to the table for that area. Then I want them to understand what the competitive marketplace is about. There's a lot of other solutions out there, and understand how theirs is different. It's understanding what is the problem and what is the solution. A lot of times people jump right to what is the solution. I want people to truly understand what is that problem, so when they're coming up with the solution, we can actually drive forward on. Then I also want people to be realistic about this and really understand that, hey, ideas can be molded and shaped and changed, and really But it's very rare that you have an idea, it's perfect out of the gate, and it becomes $1 billion company.
Yeah.
It's the pivots that happen, and it's really like I need somebody that's willing to have the other stuff, but still being willing to pivot and grow. How many different companies started as one thing and went to another, right?
Look at Slack.
Like
biggest pivot ever.
Instagram, you name it. Like there's all these different platforms where they start doing this, and then as soon as they find their niche, they pivot and go to it. And we need somebody that can understand their space and understand when we see that and be able to pivot and go towards it. So I'm really looking for that flexibility.
Yeah, so we always talk about how there's $1 billion features inside of $1 million companies. $1 billion features inside of $1 million companies. So when you pitch, whether you're pitching on 10x Tech Tank or you head over to pitch10x.com and you pitch us in a virtual session for 60 minutes, or you're pitching anyone, the key is agility. That's what anyone's looking for. They want to see you're agile. They want to see that you can adapt, you can change with times, because the world is innovating really quickly. And if you can do that, you're going to stand out. All right, let's get our next person up here, Tiffany. We're excited for this next pitch. And as this person is joining, remember, if you just joined us, there are 4 things that we're looking for. The right person with the right idea, in the right market, and the right business model. And we want to say yes. We do. We want to say yes. Our goal is to always say yes. We can't always say yes because we have a fiduciary responsibility to the portfolio that we're only saying yes when those 4 things are present. But maybe, just maybe, our second pitch of all time for 10x Tech Tank will be right. So, Adam, what is up? Where are you tuning in from, man? We're excited to have you.
Hey, Jared. Hey, guys. It's my goal to get you guys to say yes today.
That's awesome.
So
Let's do it. Let's do
I'm going
it.
to show you something exciting.
Cool.
Also, I'm seeing myself twice. Is this?
You're good. Yeah, we can see you well. Yeah. So you got 5 minutes. We might give you an extra minute if we're seeing that you're getting to the close. Please share your screen, pitch, whatever you want to do. The stage is yours. We're excited to hear your big idea.
All right. Let me know if you can see my screen. I'm going to start sharing now. Let's see here.
And as Adam's sharing his screen, if you are here watching, what we want you to do is we want you to comment. We want you to share this. Make sure people see the big vision. Make sure people see what's possible. Let people in your world know that they can become a tech founder. They can become a tech founder. So here you go, man. Take it away.
It's absolutely brilliant what you guys are doing. I'm so excited to share CallCast with you. CallCast is the easiest podcasting solution where anyone can record, edit, publish, and market their podcast simply by using CallCast. And what we're really excited about is this Go Live feature that you see in the top right corner here, where anybody can record a podcast and share it with having a live audience. So think Clubhouse meets Anchor. So Clubhouse bringing people together, having conversations, but then after, you're able to capture that recording and publish it to Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, all the places people listen to podcasts. Super simple, right from this app. So I'm going to quickly show you a quick demo. If I click in here, it just sets up an audience link and a guest link. And you can share that link with anybody, and they will be able to join your podcast just in a few clicks of a button. So right here, I am now recording live a podcast into CallCast. I'm a speaker. I can invite other people. There's chat features here where I can chat with the audience. Someone named Amari, who is our back-end engineer, amazing part of the team, just showed up. I'm going to give him permission to join. Hey, Amari, can you hear me?
Hey, Adam, how's it going?
Brilliant. Thank you so much for joining. Real quick, what's your favorite thing about working with CallCast and podcasts?
Yes. You know, I love how easy it is to record and publish a podcast. CallCast makes it super simple for really just anyone wanting to start their own podcast.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for joining, Amari. I'm going to push you back to the audience now. So I just put Amari back into the audience. Just like that, you're able to connect with anybody, record your podcast. I'm going to end it now. And this podcast will be processed and returned back to my library. So in my library, you'll see all the podcasts that I've ever recorded. You can also run multiple shows. So you can toggle, let's say you have a personal show, you also have a show for business. You can get in and edit your show. So I can add an intro, an outro, I can slice out things I don't want. And then when I'm done, I hit publish and it's synced with iTunes and all those other things. So the really important and incredible thing that we have is how important it is in today's world to connect with people, to be able to tell your story, to grow, to put yourself out into the world. So being social and getting your voice out really is how opportunities arise. So we think anyone, especially in that 10X tribe, community, 10X army, if they had their own podcast where they're able to connect with people, to reach out to people.
Yeah, 60 seconds, man.
All right, so one of the cool things also about live is we see the paradigm of podcasting changing. So right now, if you can market yourself before you've even recorded with a guest. So if you start 1 week before your podcast is scheduled, start saying to the world, hey, I'm going to be recording with Jared Yellin next week. You should tune in and ask him questions too. Then you send out links. People then join the live podcast. You're able to capture your audience, grow your community. And then again, when you're done recording, you come in here, you can create audiograms. So just by clicking this button, we have a little audiogram feature where you can check, YouTube or Instagram, add background colors. And then when you're done, you create it and send it out over, wherever you want to promote your podcast. So there's just so many facets. The other thing I want to throw in there is we'd love to be able to create in the future an ad network. Imagine if we had our own ad network where we could dynamically insert ads into all the podcasts that the 10X community is creating. It's like, hey, we have things that we can promote. Let's dynamically insert an ad into there. And there's just so much we can do with a content platform. And that's the name of the game, having a network, a content platform that you can get people to connect and put content out into the world. And we think we would be a great partner for you guys.
That is awesome, man. Okay, you can stop sharing. Amazing presentation. Where did this all start? Where did this derive from?
Yeah, so passion project. I've always loved podcasts. That's how I've learned in the world. It's the way I love listening, meeting new people. Podcasting is a great excuse to reach out and connect with more people. And so for me, I used to run a little dev agency where we would do personal projects every year and kind of carve out maybe 3 months to build our own thing while we work on other people's projects on the side. And CallCast was born out of that. So
good for you, man. What do you got?
Yeah. So I often ask people, there's a status quo in the marketplace, whether or not there's a product to fill the solution or there isn't, there's still a status quo the way that people are doing this. I would imagine today, if you want a podcasting audience with you, you could record and have your audience on a Zoom call while we record something like this. How is your solution 10 times better than just bringing everybody onto a Zoom call and managing that while you're recording your podcast?
Yeah, so everything is put into one simple solution. So with Zoom, people have to download the recording afterwards. They have to connect all these different dots where we package every kind of, if you sliced podcasting into kind of different pillars or buckets, so there's recording. How do you want to record? So we have different ways to record. Then there's editing. Then there's marketing, then there's publishing. We package all that into a very simple app that you can be on the go with. You can manage everything. We're making it where you can also collect voice messages from people. You're going to be able to collect emails, so you can build your email list. So let's say I had a podcast with you guys coming up next week. I'll be able to send out a link a week early, and that whole week I could collect email addresses from people who want to join that podcast, and then I'm building a mailing list. And you guys know how powerful it is to be able to build an email list and remind people, hey, I have a podcast coming up tomorrow now, or later today, please join, ask questions. And then when we're done, I can then, with the tap of a button, hit publish, get it synced to all the different places people listen to their podcasts, and then I can continue to market it after with that email list. Hey, I just published it. A lot of you joined me. You asked great questions. here's the link, please share it with your friends, and you were part of this podcast. You made it happen. So it's
So I like that you're
bundled
keeping
into
everything in one place. Your power users, though, are going to have professional setups. Is there any integration or plans to integrate with a more professional setup that your power users would be able to use this seamlessly with?
Yeah, great question. So
I'll record.
we definitely see this as somebody who wants to do podcasting on the go. It's not the high end podcasting studio. We just released a desktop app, a desktop version. So now you can schedule and record from the desktop and take live calls on the desktop. So there, if you want to use a nicer microphone, the desktop has been launched. We're in public beta with the desktop. We still have room to improve that, and we're going to keep improving it, but it is out there, it is sharp. And then we're also soon going to release the editing tools online, so you'll be able to do the desktop editing as well, which will be really cool. And then we're going to be getting into video pretty soon, so lots of stuff.
This dude's coming to play.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
What do you got, Seth?
So I was gonna go off of Eric's here a little bit. I actually think there's a need to, like, how do I record Clubhouse? How do I record Zoom? How do I record my Facebook Live or these other places? I really think you're missing a market about the real big time players actually wanting to do it somewhere else and then monetize. I love how you said, hey, we're taking Clubhouse, but being able to drive your own platform around it. I guess the biggest question, I have lots of questions, but one of the questions I had is, how is this different from Clubhouse in your opinion? So if I was why would I do this and invite people to this app instead of going to Clubhouse and driving it?
Yeah, great question. So Clubhouse was very interesting when they launched in bringing people together, having an audience, growing an audience. One of the biggest things that I think they're missing is the longevity and the value of the recording itself. And for me, it's about networking. It's about meeting people. It's about the value of conversation. So if I can say, hey, I just talked to so-and-so and now it's up on Apple Podcasts, I'm building my own reputation. Right, I'm building my own, basically people can look and find this archive of conversations I've had. There's so much value in those people you've met. And for me, podcasting is a great level up tool, right? Yeah. If I can find somebody that I'm inspired by and I can continue to message that person until they say, okay, I'm going to give you 30 minutes to interview me. Well, now that is a really special thing that if it's done in Clubhouse, it's gone forever. All that work of me convincing somebody to take 30 minutes to record something with me, all the value to me is in the longevity, in preserving that conversation and being able to point it and to other people, market myself off that, because it's hard work getting, leveling up and finding people who inspire you, who are influential, and have those conversations. It's missing the nuggets, and the nuggets is, to me, in the longevity. The other thing I would say
about this is so one thing that we care about is we've built this ecosystem, and this is the most valuable part of 10X Incubator. Is there's this ecosystem of over 100 companies, over 100 founders. There will be 10,000 by 2031. I personally think it's going to be way sooner than that with the velocity that we have. But what I love about what you've built is every single one of the companies will need it, because every one of the companies are launching podcasts. This is one of the strategies we deploy on day zero for the exact reason that you're sharing. It enables them to start building relationship capital. And relationship capital is the single greatest way to create acceleration. Any company that you look at, that you've tracked, that had their big IPO or they sold, and they're sharing their story, none of them are like, the reason we had a unicorn outcome, which is $1 billion exit or $1 billion valuation, is because we ran a lot of ads on Facebook. That's just not how they did it. They did it through relationship capital, strategic alliance, and I see your platform as a mechanism to do that. What are your other questions you got?
No, I was curious. You were talking a lot about capturing their email address, and if you invited them to your platform, you should really use text messages, like sign up with your mobile number, either do push notifications or text message, a much more personal way than just the email list. Yeah, I know you just launched your website, so there'll probably be some that aren't fully coming from a phone. But at the same time, I really feel like you're missing a big opportunity by not jumping into that text and push notification game.
Oh, and I just want to second that. I tell everybody, if I could have mobile phone numbers only for the rest of my career, we would be unicorns on unicorns on unicorns. I hate people's email addresses. I don't want email addresses. Anytime somebody sets up a collection tool for me for data collection, I always make sure that there's mobile phones on there. So that's something we definitely suggest you look into.
I got another question for you. So with regards to scale, right? Obviously you have a product, it's out there. Congratulations. I mean, that's huge. Like most people, they'll just sit on their idea because they're afraid. Some will try, but most never get to the point that you're at. So kudos to you for that. Who do you believe, as an influencer or as a human, what would be the greatest accelerator for you? If you could pick one person to stand by this app and say, everybody use it, who would that one person be?
Oh, that's why I'm on with you guys today, Jared. I think Grant Cardone is incredible. I've watched his stuff.
So listen, pretend I'm Grant Cardone. Sell me on why I should endorse this platform.
No pressure.
Yeah, no, for me, selling, and whenever you need to sell in this world, it's about building relationships. It's relationships first. It's meeting people and getting to know people. And the best way, if you are in sales today, you need a podcast. You need to be connecting with people. You need your voice out there in the world, and you should be doing that through podcasting. The other really cool thing that we can be doing as you are, I would say start with a podcast, and then that podcast, you can, with CallCast, touch of a button, transcribe your podcast, and now you have other marketing materials, right? You have blog articles, you have a book that you could, over all these, 100 podcasts I've recorded over the last 3 months, I can now transcribe that, and maybe in the future we could create some AI that will pull out all the nuggets, and we have a book, right? There's just so many cool things we could do. And having a passionate community that has purpose, people that are selling, they have a reason, they have a product they believe in, they stand by, and they need to get their word out. They need to get the message out. Podcasting is the way to do that.
There you go, man. All right, Eric, are we proceeding with this fine gentleman?
Oh, I think so, absolutely. When I speak to VC firms, I often tell them we are industry agnostic, and there's a ton of industries. And when I list them, I list the creator economy. And oftentimes they say, wait, that's not an industry. And I say, are you kidding? There's so much into it right now. There's so much growth. Some of these creators are becoming their own media companies, and they have more reach than some multinational brands. So anytime we see something that could meaningfully impact the creator economy, that's something that we're interested in doing, and I'd love to proceed further with this.
What about you, man? This guy's difficult right here. Don't let people smile, make it seem like he's easy. So what do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, man, you are the real deal, Tiffany. Let's please schedule a time. Adam, congratulations to you. Awesome job, man. Love what you've done. Excited to find a way to partner with you as well. So listen up. We got another entrepreneur coming to us in a moment. Before we go there, we want to share a quick commercial with you. You may have heard of 10X Tech Angels. This is a pretty darn cool club. We call this the sexiest tech investment club that exists because it's for accredited people that want to understand what's 10X Incubator up to. And each of the companies that is fundraising is listed inside of 10X Tech Angels. And this is your opportunity, if you are accredited, to become an angel and to invest in early stage companies where Grant Cardone, myself, and our 10X Incubator team right here, we've co-founded. We are at the foundation of building, scaling, and selling 10,000 tech companies in 10 years. And if you've wanted to invest in tech, but you just can't find deals, and you find one deal every now and then, and you're too afraid to put money into it because it's only one, this is the club for you. So Johnny, please share the commercial, 10X Tech Angels. We love to have you make other people's dreams become a reality.
What if you knew about Instagram or Slack or Clubhouse when the company was raising a friends and family round at $10,000 per person? What if you were able to see all the tech companies that Grant Cardone and Jared Yellin have co-founded in one place and invest in any that excites you? What if you were able to expand your portfolio into early stage tech companies with extraordinary founders and teams? 10X Tech Angels is the most unique investment club that you will ever find because not only will you see some of the most innovative tech companies at the lowest valuations ever, but you will also be educated on how to pick tech winners, meet other members of our community, and experience the excitement associated with taking an early idea to exit. Become one of the founding members of 10X Tech Angels for an exclusive offer with some extraordinary bonuses. To learn more, visit 10xtechangels.com.
This is my personal invitation. I'd love for you to join us, 10xtechangels.com. Go check it out. This is your opportunity, once again, to make someone's dream become a reality. You've already heard from two people that have a dream. They have a dream of positively disrupting and connecting the industry of golf, a growing and booming industry. We also had another entrepreneur share his vision for what's possible in podcasting. I heard there's over 1 million podcasts. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've heard there's over 1 million. Can you imagine if it was easier? Can you imagine if it was something that a 64-year-old chiropractor could easily do? Like, can you imagine if it was simple for that local real estate professional who's just on the go and doesn't have time to set up a studio in their house, and they'd have the ability just on their phone to start interviewing people around their community and build relationship capital? I mean, this is disruption. So that's what 10X Tech Angels is all about. It's your opportunity to invest in deals where Grant Cardone and myself and the 10X Incubator team we've co-founded. We've built a foundation with a brilliant entrepreneur. So, who's up next, Tiffany? We are excited for another pitch. Let's see who's joining us here. Briana, welcome. Where are you tuning in from on this fine day? You're on mute, Briana. I think you're still on mute. There you go. We can hear you. Go for it. Where are you tuning in from?
I'm from Edmonton, Canada. I'm in Alberta.
Hey.
There we go. So nice to have you. So what we're looking for are 4 things. The right person with the right idea in the right market and the right business model. So you have 5 minutes. We might throw you an extra minute if we see that you're closing out to convey that. Prove that you're right. Prove that your idea is right. Prove that your market's right. And prove that your business model is right as well. We want to say yes. We want to continue this dialogue. So please take it away.
Perfect. So I want to introduce you to Fashion Empire. That's in my way. So Fashion Empire is a magazine supporting sustainable local and eco-fashion brands. It's a semi-annual publication with a style guide coming out in the fall and an authentic luxury lifestyle showcase in the spring. There's a corresponding shoppable with affiliate links, lookbook that's coming out next month, and it's all online, as well as fashionempire.ca, which will eventually turn into fashion.empire, which is a web-based application that allows users to shop their local fashion first. Geolocation will be built in to support small businesses, local brands, and there will be augmented fit reality try-on, so you can try on the clothes in your own home, or I really want to do a fashion travel shoot and get people to be able to try their clothes on in iconic streets around the world. So it would be organized into gender-neutral basics, men's, kids, shoes, accessories, and adaptability, and post-mastectomy clothing. My mom had breast cancer, and she has found a very hard market for trying to find post-mastectomy adaptive clothing. So the adaptability would be for people who have physical and mental disabilities, because the people who have autism are actually really hypersensitive to the touch of clothes, and they are they need more options that are actually able to support them in being comfortable in their clothes. And the services would be a semi-annual media production publication, a content creation strategy, and a sustainable shopping hub. I am really excited because if we bring all the brands bringing an impact together, then we have one place to make it all happen. The problem is there's too much jargon, there's not enough understandable options to sustainable living for shoppers, and there's way too much pressure for perfection needed in sustainability. Everything has to be perfect or it's not going to work. We need to allow grace and lead by example and know that the change needs to come from the bottom up. It needs to be grassroots. It needs to be starting from the shoppers and where they're actually putting their money, and being able to vote with your dollar for supporting sustainability and brands making a difference. And I'm so sorry, my dog is crying. The brands problem is there's too many sites. There's too many people trying to make an impact, but fighting to get recognized. The shopping sites and digital marketing platform that I've created will provide the brands an even playing field, a collaboration and cross-branding ability, and amplify the impact that all the brands are able to make by supporting them all. And so instead of picking and choosing your favorite brand, I'm gonna go drop $400 here. That's my money for my shopping spree this paycheck. You can actually go and drop the $400 all across a bunch of brands. So the solution is for the shoppers. It's a one-stop shop for all things fashion, clothing, shoes, accessories. There's augmented fit reality try-on and An attractive shopping experience with friends is what I'm really going for. I want to build that relationship capital. I really want to build the ability to be interactive and have it be immersive. Think The Sims on fire, like everything but more. The brands are going to be making an impact, and it's going to be easier for them. They're going to be bigger, they're going to be louder, they're going to be stronger when we work together. We cannot change the world by being for ourselves. We need one place to come together in industry and life and exchange services and non-consumables. And that is what the empire is for. This is not just a fashion site. This .empire that I'm talking about is a site for selling and reselling and exchanging goods and services that are non-consumable. And that's how we change sustainability, is we make sure that the items that we have in our lives that are non-consumable are being used to the most and the best that they can. There would be a beauty empire, a car empire, auto empire, a real estate empire, and a services empire for things like insurance. The target market for fashion empire would be a business-to-business market. It would be professionals, influencers, bloggers, moms on the go, women aged 22 to 45. They're already playing Sims. We're already niche to pick up those people, but it's also more. It's for families. It's for people who want to be more interactive with their shopping experience online. The roadmap is going to be my authentic luxury shoot. I leave in a week. We're going to build a magazine and a lookbook out in
You got 60 seconds left. Yeah, you're doing great. 60 seconds left, please. Thank you.
Perfect. That's pretty much all I need. The Sustainable Lifestyle Influencer of the Year is going to be my title for 2022, because that's where I want to go. I want to be the Sustainable Influencer of the Year by Forbes, and then we launch Fashion Empire. It will take a couple of months to develop and build it out. So maybe late 2022, but 2023. This is my team. I have Joan Bateman, who's a New York Fashion Week photographer. My boyfriend's an investor, and there's me as a CEO.
Awesome.
And that's my presentation.
Congratulations. Okay, so the most important question, Briana, who wins the style trophy? Right here. There's three of us. Who wins? Make sure you answer this very. Listen. You know who has the final say here. So just make sure you answer this correctly. Who wins the style trophy right now? Please. There are no second places. Please.
There's no second place.
This is going to be for bragging rights after this. So this is really important.
Listen, who wins the? You didn't answer the question. Who wins the style trophy?
Jared Yellin.
Thanks. Okay, listen, I'm a yes. So I'm a yes. Let's see what you guys are. He was going to wear a jacket and he decided not to. So. Listen, since you're not wearing a jacket, why don't you start?
Absolutely. Yes. I don't be stuffy like you guys. I'm a little more laid back. I would rather be wearing jeans than a three-piece suit, but that's me. So.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think less closing.
Oh, ask the question. Let's go.
Okay. So how do you validate the quality? So you're talking all about sustainability, but it's really easy to say that, oh yeah, this shirt is 100% sustainable cotton, organic grown cotton. How do you prove that? And how do you prove that, when somebody comes to you from a marketplace standpoint, that they truly have organic, sustainable, or a sustainable product they're selling?
So I go from a really basic perspective of if you can't think of backwards from a basic, very, very basic common sense standpoint, it's not sustainable. I go back to the sourcing of the material. The cotton, we know, is not a sustainable material. It's high labor intensive. It costs a lot of water. It is not sustainable to do cotton. So organic cotton is even worse. It just drives me insane when people are like, okay, is this sustainable? And I'm like, is it cotton? That's my red flag. You've got to go back from the sourcing. You've got to go back to where is it actually being grown for the fiber? How is it being produced? And what is the end value of having a cotton shirt versus a bamboo shirt? They have exactly the same lifespan.
But how do you
let's say I'm going to say this shirt's bamboo. How do you prove that? That's the problem they have in the Amazon marketplace, right? It's anybody can sell anything, and they say, "Oh, this is great. This is organic. This is amazing." And when you get it, you're like, "This is crap." So how do you prove that, and how do you validate and have that trust point with your customers who are purchasing this product that it
Well,
truly
what
is
I would do
sustainable.
is I work with the brands. I work with the brands and what they're actually doing for their sourcing and their methodology. I'm studied in sustainable fashion, so I work from the ground up. If it's not sustainably sourced, it's not sustainable. If it's not sustainably made, it's not sustainable. If it's not sustainably distributed, it's not sustainable.
Good.
So I like to think about it as a local perspective of how far does your clothing have to travel from the point that it's grown to the point that it's actually made into something, to printed and dyed and given to you. Those are all like little steps that we don't want to think about as a consumer. So I do all the
key is
research.
going to be, though,
and
and one thing to think about is like, how does the platform verify? Like, because when this works, and there's like thousands and thousands of vendors on this platform, how do you ensure? Now, we get presented marketplaces often, and one of the things when we're thinking about like growing marketplaces is there are challenges with this. So speaking to the growth side of marketplaces.
One of the biggest challenges with marketplaces is the chicken or the egg problem. So, you want buyers to come to the marketplace, but buyers won't come unless they're sellers, and then sellers won't come because then they're just not buyers. So what would be your strategy to solve this problem? Which one do you go after first, the seller or the buyer, and how do you attract them?
I'm going after the sellers first, because they're the people who have the product. They're the people who actually have the means to give to the sellers. And then the promotion of the sellers is the promotion of the buyers is just, it's really easy to get people to buy things, make it pretty, make it cute, make it fun. But it's more than that. It's making it so that what you're doing is making an impact. And so the main mission of what I'm looking for the brands that sign up is that they want to make an impact. They want to make a difference. They want to improve processes. We're not taking sustainable brands and only exclusively doing sustainable brands. We're going local North American brands first, and then branching it out to, okay, how can we improve your processes, and working with them to improve their processes to make them more sustainable.
Nice.
And that's how we actually make the change. Is we don't go, oh, we're only taking these people. We're gonna work with everybody. We're gonna work with everybody, but we're going to.
So
make it
I also,
work with them.
well, I was gonna say, I also have a challenge for you.
Arm wrestle.
On your about page, you gave us a paragraph, and I just wanted to make sure that we mentioned this. What I challenge you to do is let's try to shorten that. So I was just trying to write down something, and I'm not sure if this will land with you, but I wrote down fashion.empire is your sustainable wardrobe around the corner. Local, inclusive, sustainable. So if I captured that right, I challenge you to try to whittle that down as well, because for me, as soon as I see an about page that is that long, this is just pitch tips, right? Let's just like shorten that down, right? And then Seth, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, actually, I think she said affiliate links. I really think the way to the market this is through the affiliate. So you really target those. There's a ton of kind of the moms at home, the influencers. I'm not even talking like major influencers. I'm talking the micro influencers around 10,000 users or so that play in this space. The Instagram is flooded with this. But they're looking for a way to monetize their following. Most of them don't have ways to do it, and they're looking for sustainable options out there, whether it's essential oils or whatever it is. This is right up their alley. So I'd actually try to double down on actually having an affiliate marketplace where affiliates can actually sell the goods, and you have the platform that they come back to. So they drive from Instagram with an affiliate link back to the platform. I think I'd double down on that piece, and I'd launch with it, and it wouldn't go without it at all.
Yeah, so one of the things that Seth's referring to here is, and this is for everybody that's watching here, right? Everybody that's watching, this is an educational experience for you, and Briana, for you as well. It's so important that when you build tech, that you focus on what is the minimum viable product. Mm-hmm. What's the least amount we can do to make the risk as low as possible so we can go to market and just validate that we're solving the right problem. Because often what happens is people get really romantic about the problem that they're solving, and they don't realize it's not actually the most important problem for the marketplace. So they'll invest and they'll develop and then they'll launch, and they wonder why there's crickets. So a recommendation for you as you continue on this journey is to really figure out what is the least amount that I could build from a tech perspective to validate this market. And then once it's validated, to double down. You did a wonderful job. I appreciate you saying that I did win the Fashionista Award. I appreciate that in our first episode.
She's just mistaken on who actually makes the decision.
Yeah.
There's a back office.
All right, young lad. All right, young lad. All right. So thank you so much. Listen, we want to show another commercial. There's a gentleman named Mike Searock. Mike Searock is the co-founder of a company called Blueprinted. And Blueprinted is one of the greatest innovations of the past, I would say 4 decades, maybe even longer than that, in the space of personal and professional development. I don't know about you, but I'll speak for myself. I've invested thousands and thousands of dollars and tens of thousands of hours into courses, into books, into seminars. And one of my biggest frustrations, and I would have to imagine that you agree, is I'm not getting the results that I'm looking for. Most of what's being taught is theoretical. And Mike Searock felt the same way. But he didn't just think about it. He said, I need to build a solution. And the solution is blueprinted. Check out this commercial.
Blueprinted is the place where you can go in and put those steps in there and then be able to impact the world and monetize on that by having a marketplace in the community that we're developing for you in Blueprinted.
So we've created the app for any expert to be able to come in and put their steps, their exact steps to success in our app and put it on a marketplace where people can go and buy their steps to any success.
We have a very exciting opportunity. If you are someone that's accomplished anything, whether it's you're an amazing parent and you figured out the exact process, or you have the incredible, impeccable style like me, or maybe you're someone that has built this thriving real estate business, or you're a really successful dentist, whatever that might be, I invite you right here, right now, head over to Blueprinted, that's O, BLOOPRINTED.com/VIP. We have a really unique offer for the first 100 architects, people that have accomplished something, and it's now their moral responsibility to blueprint their success so that other people can create the same outcome. All right, up next, we have another entrepreneur here. We're excited to meet you. We have Lavell. Lavell, where are you tuning in from today?
East Palo Alto, California, right by San Francisco.
Awesome. Well, welcome to 10X Tech Tank. We are looking for 4 specific things, Lavell. The right person, with the right idea, in the right market, and the right business model. And I feel like you might got some right in you. You got some right in you, man?
A whole bunch of right.
You got about a bunch of right. So listen, you got 5 minutes. Maybe we'll throw another minute your way. Please take it away.
All right, I'm gonna start off by sharing my screen. Perfect. So my company is called So my company is called Adorable Views and Hidden Getaways. I created this company based on the niche of people needing more things to do, definitely in COVID, but in life in general. We're an online marketplace where you can rent the exterior lot of your property, vacant, occupied, or listed on the MLS. Our mission is simple: to open up the world to new views and adventures. It's a huge problem. Massive amount of properties, both commercial and residential, occupied and unoccupied on the MLS, not generating income on a monthly basis. Also, we never had a platform that allows someone to generate capital by renting the exterior parts of their property, vacant or occupied. Abundance of real estate agents not generating property, which generating income, which I know they would love to do if they had this opportunity. People need a way to make additional income without having to earn it, and also bills are still accumulating while properties are not being occupied. Our solution is simple. The technology that allows vacant and occupied properties to generate residual income, the platform that allows hosts to rent their exterior space hourly, which will generate more income for the host than hosting overnight stays, the marketplace that allows real estate agents and real estate companies to make monthly income off their existing listing inventory, while at the same time using the marketplace to sell or rent their property to potential consumers. #pay feature. Our partners that will make sure your property is insured and cleaned after every visit. We have an amazing team, me being the CEO, Pia being our IP protector, and Arinda being our first initial developer. So far in May, I sold my previous company to start Adorable Views. However, I'm still a 20% shareholder in the company. In June, I created the business plan. In August, I started creating the team and executing the business plan. And now in October, I'm pitching to potential investors like yourself. How it works, we want to make it real simple. The UI and UX has to be remarkable. So first, the host, real estate agent, owner, property management company creates a profile and lists their view for rent at an hourly rate at the choice they choose. Second, the consumer can select a time slot, from our listing to enjoy an amazing view for dinner, lunch, yoga, meditation, or any special occasion in the city, state, country of their choice. Third, customer checks out online. Host and customer receive an email with a reservation confirmation. Fourth, host receive fund, customer will enjoy their rented hidden getaway at www.adorableviews.com. Our technology, our Adorable Views will be a SaaS company, a product using today's coding language, written by some of the best developers, front end, back end, UX, and UI. Consumers will be able to access Adorable Views through mobile app on Android, iOS, and also on their web browsers on any laptop, tablet, or computer. Now we get to the revenue model. Peer-to-peer, B2B, service fees, and more. So we have our yearly transaction, our consumer fees, real estate company yearly icon fees for subscription, B2B cleanup crew kickback, and also our home buyer market, and not including advertisement. And the time is now is simple. A lot of people want to leverage the technology to make income off their existing inventory. So a lot of people have homes, but they never knew that they can actually make money from their exterior parts of their unit. So I want to be the innovator that allows them to actually do that and make a generous amount of money.
Awesome. We got 60 seconds left, man. Keep going.
Oh yeah, finally the ads. So we can get to the MVP and beta and rounding, $200,000 for 10% of our company. Just so you can see what type of money we'll be making, about $2 million a month. The first year be $19 million made. And then the cool thing about us, we have a sauce that makes us our revenue capital up front, and so we won't go into a debt venture. So most companies have a marketing plan like this, but this is our sauce that allows us to make $16 million per year by just investing $1.2 million in advertisement. So it's a really great way to, and that's just in one region. So it's a really great way to build a unicorn company within the States and also international and global.
Awesome, good stuff. All right, Seth, you got some questions, man. Take it
Yeah,
away.
absolutely. So I probably had 3 questions for you. The first one is, have you run any tests to prove product market fit on this, like between the people that have the properties and actually people renting them out? Like you can do this in a very low tech way. Have you actually proven out that this is going to work and there's the demand for it?
So that's actually our next step. But however, I've been doing a lot of focus groups and just presenting the business to the focus groups, and the focus groups have tremendous response saying that they love the idea and they would love to participate in the idea. And that's over about 200 people.
Yeah, I think the idea is great. Who doesn't want to earn money from an asset that's just sitting there, right? So
not only on that side, but also on the consumer side, saying they're looking for other ways to enjoy life, whether it's going into a high rise at a vacant company and enjoying their view, or an exterior view from someone's backyard or from someone's vacation home. So
cool.
Consumer and also client have been getting great feedback.
Cool, awesome. Yeah, I'd love to hear the outcome of that. I'd get to that as soon as possible, because that really will make a huge difference in my mind about the viability of it. To see it actually, you only need a handful of properties with a handful of people, right? And it can be very manual to figure out if it's going to work or not. Sell some Google ads or some Facebook ads to really kind of drive and see kind of what the real market feedback is. Another question for you is, how do you keep people from double booking? So the worst thing I want is somebody to be looking at my property when there's a party going on or a group of people in the backyard, and kind of that segmentation. How do you keep a real estate agent from double booking where I've rented it out?
Oh, that's simple. So we'll use our technology and have our API connect to their listing calendars. And when I've been doing my research, most they're not getting viewed every day through regular listing, coming to see a house. But this is an actual service, so they'll be getting occupied 90% more times than their viewing listing. But we'll just have a simple API connect to their calendar, so that way it will restrict double bookings.
And so the last question, we're historically in a really hot housing market where houses stay on the market the shortest period of time they ever in the history of our country. How do you think that affects this? Do you think if that stays hot, do you think that's going to negatively impact the success of this, or it doesn't matter?
I actually don't believe that it will impact the effects because we have a lot more applications. So the MLS is one place where people can enjoy views, also occupied properties, but then we got to think about all the office buildings that's vacant, that have 16-floor buildings that have empty spaces where they can enjoy views there. And then also hotel rooms, it gives them a chance to utilize our technology. So if people don't want an overnight stay but want to just have a great dinner in a nice view, they can book a hotel room. So it's our technology has been is being built to be applied in several different industries for licensing and also for service use.
So like our last pitch, there's also a chicken and egg problem here. So how do you get the sellers on? How do you get the buyers to come to the platform as well? Who do you target first? What's your strategy for that?
So that's perfect. The clients, that's the easy part because, like I said, real estate agents aren't making any money. So we're going to give the real estate agent 5% or 10% to list their homes. So that's the easy part. And plus, big businesses like the big Morgan Stanleys and things of that nature, they're trying to find a way to make more income and also have a marketplace where they can showcase their inventory for sale, and that's where we come in at. And then I know we were short on timing, but I have a advertisement plan that I showed you guys when I was sharing my screen that allows us to actually reach 200,000 customers per day, which allows us to generate $16 million per year, and that's just in one region. And so we can multiply that by how many ever regions there may be.
Are you paying for advertising, or is that part of the plan? Sorry, it was too small. I couldn't see it, but.
Yeah, so we will be paying for advertisement. Roughly, it'd be 1.2 million that will generate 16 million from advertising.
And so people are going to be able to rent out their space, and they're going to be able to sell homes. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So that's where our subscription comes in. That with the real estate agents and real estate companies, people will be able to rent out their exterior their exterior places, but then we'll also have a section where if I share my screen again, we have a template website up where they'll be able to actually view the listings that's for sale, and we'll make a commission off of any listing that's sold off of the website.
Yeah. Listen, you did a great job. You have an answer for everything, which is one of the things that we really look for. When people pitch us, and like I said, we've had 10,000 people apply to work with 10X Incubator, over 10,000 at this point. We ask questions, and our goal is just to hear how people respond and how much certainty do they have when they respond. And my friend, you have a ton of certainty. We would like to continue this dialogue with you. We appreciate you being on our first episode of 10X Tech Tank. You did an excellent job, and we're excited to go deeper. For all of you that have been tuning in and watching this experience, we hope you enjoyed it. We're going to have this session take place every Tuesday for 60 minutes. We're going to have entrepreneurs coming with their ideas that they're writing on a piece of paper like this, or maybe they have a minimum viable product they put some money into and they're not exactly sure where to go, or maybe we'll even have cash flowing tech companies that are looking for rapid acceleration. They want partnership. They want people to get involved and be their tech team and be their go-to-market team and their biz dev team and their product team and their operations team. Here's what I've learned. I'm a non-technical tech founder, and attempting to do tech alone is the loneliest journey that you'll ever go on in entrepreneurship. I mean, entrepreneurship is difficult, but being a tech founder there's like a chasm that just most don't figure out a way to cross. I call it the Bermuda Triangle of entrepreneurship because you just don't come back alive. And there are so many wonderful people that had these big visions of what they've wanted to create, and they just fell flat. Because they didn't have the right people, they didn't have the right investment, they didn't have the right promotion, and all of that matters and so much more. So what we stand to do at 10X Incubator is build, scale, and sell 10,000 tech companies in the next 10 years. If you want to show up and you want to present during our next 10X Tank episode next Tuesday, head over to pitch10x.com right now. Do it. Pitch10x.com and fill out the written application. For those that are watching, we invite you to subscribe. We have a free gift for you. It's waiting for you at 10xtechtank.com. It's called the Perfect Pitch Kit. I've been on the receiving end or pitching end of over 5,000 pitches. And over time, I've found the perfect pitch. And I can guarantee you it's not what anyone's telling you. So go register there. You'll get this free gift from us. It's a 60-minute training with a manual and then also the template so that you can assemble your perfect pitch. I appreciate you guys. Yeah. I did win the trophy today. Listen, there's always next week. There's always
never do
week.
that again.
Yeah,
That's a definite no for me if that ever happens again.
But we appreciate all you, and as we always say, together we achieve more. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.